But answer me this. Why do millions of people have 50 significant cartilage deteriorated on x-rays, but zero pain? No grinding, no stiffness, nothing. And why do millions of others with mild cartilage changes on imaging suffer excruciating, debilitating knee pain every single day? Because the cartilage breakdown itself isn't what's causing your pain. It's why your cartilage is breaking down that matters. And the entire orthopedic industry has known about it for years. They push millions of patients towards unnecessary operations and thousands of dollars in wasted solutions, all while hiding a real answer. A $76 billion lie that keeps you sick, desperate, and reaching for your wallet. The real root of cause for knee and grind pain. In November 2025, Dr. Helen Blau and her team at Stanford Medicine published a groundbreaking study in Science, one of the most prestigious medical journals in the world. They discovered something that changes everything we thought about we knew about pain. Pee pain. I don't know what pee pain is. Your cartilage isn't wearing out from friction or overuse like a tire on pavement. It's being destroyed from the inside by cellular energy crisis. Here's what's actually happening inside your knee joints right now. Picture your cartilage cells like tiny factories when they're young. Those factories run 24/7, constantly producing those proteins and cushioning gel that keeps your joints smooth and pain-free. But those factories run on monster energy molecules called NAD+. And after age 40, your NAD+ levels start plummeting, and damaged cartilage can drop by to 50%. When that happens, your cartilage factories shut down. They can't produce the cushioning matrix anymore. They can't repair damage. They can't fight the inflammation. That's what's slowly destroying them. This is what I call cartilage starvation syndrome. This is not mechanical wear. It's a metabolic failure. Your cartilage cells are starving to death. And when the cartilage cells starve, these three devastating effects happen. First, your cushioning matrix breaks down. Without NAD+, your cells can't produce protoglycans and collagen to form cartilage shock-absorbing gel. Enzyme called agrokinases start shredding this matrix from the inside. Second, inflammation spirals out of control. The breakdown trigger your immune system. Swelling, stiffness, heat. And the inflammation kills more than the cartilage cells, accelerating the destruction. Third, your cartilage cells start dying. Starved of energy, overwhelmed by oxidative stress, they begin committing cellular suicide. Fewer cells means less repair. The damage becomes permanent. That's why your knees grind. That's why they swell. That's why the pain gets worse year after year. That's why your knees are the stiffest in the morning. Your cartilage cells are too tired to repair overnight. But without the fuel, they couldn't. You wake up 8 hours of failed recovery. And here's the thing, the same cartilage starvation process happens in every joint, your knees, your hips, your spine, anywhere cartilage is breaking down and causing pain. That's why cortisone shots don't work. They quiet the inflammation for a few weeks while your cartilage keeps starving underneath, like turning off the smoke detector instead of putting out the fire. Dr. Blau's team provided something remarkable. When you create the right metabolic environment, existing cartilage cells can actually regenerate healthy tissue without stem cells. She said, "This way of regenerating adult tissue is very exciting." But here's the ugly truth. Pharmaceutical versions of this breakthrough is years away from FDA approval, and when it arrives, it will cost a fortune. So keep you on the hamster wheel. It's genius, really. If you're a sociopath who sees human suffering as a revenue stream. The 15-minute miracle hiding in plain sight. That's a ginormous pill. Topical absorption. Remember Sarah, the woman who wrote, "I can't live like this anymore," on that survey? 3 weeks after I applied these findings to her treatment, she was walking pain-free for the first time in 5 years. She called my office crying, but for the first time in years, they were happy tears. We used transdermal refuel method by applying the nutrients topically to her knee. We bypassed the digestive system and completely fed the starving cartilage cells directly. See, here's what nobody tells you. To actually fix grinding joint pain, you need these three things happening simultaneously. Restore cellular energy. Your cartilage cells need NAD plus to function. Without it, they can't produce the cushioning matrix or repair damage. You have to refuel them at a cellular level. Block the inflammatory cascade. These enzymes are destroying your cartilage matrix, driven by the inflammatory signaling. You have to turn off the signal from the source, not just mask the symptoms. Calm the oxidative stress. Free radicals are killing your cartilage cells. You have to neutralize them so your cells survive long enough to heal. Miss even one of these steps, and you're wasting your time. That's why pain stoppers don't work. They don't support cellular energy. They just mask signals. That's why your cortisone rarely works. Temporary inflammation suppression, no cellular healing. That's like glucosamine supplements don't work. Your cells can't use building blocks with the energy to build. You need all three. At the same time, delivered directly to the source. Triple action refill, and that's exactly what this formula delivers. I need to drink some water. This breakthrough is passing off an entire industry. After Sarah's recovery, word spread fast. My colleague Jim, a nurse practitioner I worked with for years, cornered me in the hospital parking lot one evening. Whatever you did for Sarah, I need it. Now. Jim was 58, former college linebacker, the kind guy who played through injuries and never missed a game. That is awful, by the way. Never complained about anything. But the knee pain had broken him. 20 years on hospital floors will do that. The concrete under the thin layer of tile. 12-hour shifts on your feet, kneeling beside bed, squatting to check IVs. He couldn't make it through full shift anymore. Was pooping Percocet. What? Percocet? What is that word? Was pooping Percocet just to stay on his feet. Just about to take an early retirement because his knees couldn't handle the floors anymore. I gave him a jar of the formula, told him to use it at night. The next morning, he texted me, Andy, I don't know what this is, but it took my stairs down. But I took the stairs down in the cafeteria. No wailing for the first time in years. Today at 11:36 p.m. Andy, I don't know. Within 2 weeks, the grinding had stopped. He was back on his feet for full shifts, back to the job he loved. And when he told me about it, he broke down crying. Not from pain, from relief. Within 72 hours, I had people tracking me down. Teachers who couldn't stand in front of their classroom, golfers who hadn't played in years, office workers whose lawyers back screamed after an hour at their desk. Grandparents who couldn't get down on the floor with their grandkids because their hips and knees wouldn't let them back up. Every single one got better. Not learned to manage it better, but no, I found a way to cope better. Actually better. That's when the threat started. When you mess with the 75 billion, they come for you. Yep. First, it was friendly warnings. An orthopedic surgeon I had known for over a decade pulled me aside at a conference. Andy, what you're doing is making us look bad. Patients are coming from in asking why we didn't tell them about this. You should stop before someone gets hurt. Translation, stop before we lose money. Then came the cease and desist letters. These 3 law firms, all representing concerned medical professionals, claiming I was practicing outside of my scope. The final straw, a pharmaceutical rep I worked for 8 years, the guy who used to buy me lunch every month, stopped returning my calls. Sorry, Andy, corporate told me to focus on other accounts. Nothing personal. They wanted me gone because I had created something that could make their entire business model obsolete. Simple topical formula that targeted the root cause of joint pain. Just not mass symptoms. Worked in minutes, not weeks of appointments. Cost less than a single cortisone injection. Let people support their own joint health at home, not in some expensive orthopedic clinic. But here's what those orthopedic vultures didn't count on. I'd already partnered with a small team of biomedical engineers who believed that we were doing people who watch their own patients and repair surgeons' main broken system. And together we turned my clinical discovery to something anyone could access. Introducing the formula that actually targets joint pain at the source. Peak health research, Magnesium Freeze. It's fucking magnesium. It's just magnesium. It's magnesium salt. Yeah, like from Mario. Okay. It's called Magnesium Freeze. It delivers all three requirements from lasting joint comfort. Magnesium plus niacinamide complex. That's not like energy to restore your joints in the starving for. Here's something your doctor never told you. Every single cell in your body runs on a fuel called ATP, the gasoline that powers your engine. Without ATP, your cells can't function, can't repair, can't rebuild. But here's the catch. ATP is useless without magnesium. Magnesium is the spark plug that makes ATP work. This isn't true. Without it, your cellular energy system is like a car with a full tank of gas, but no way to ignite it. And guess what? Studies show that magnesium deficiency is now considered a major risk factor for arthritis and progression. Lowering magnesium intake is directly linked to worse pain, reduced function, and faster cartilage breakdown. Your cartilage cells aren't just damaged, they're running on empty. And where niacinamide comes in is the direct precursor to NAND+, the molecule your cells need to actually produce ATP energy. Also, now that I think about it, NAND isn't anything related to ATP. Think of magnesium as a spark plug, and the niacinamide is the fuel line that keeps the tank full. Together, this combination does something remarkable. It restores energy environments. Your cartilage cells actually need to function again to produce the creatine maker to fight inflammation to repair instead of just deteriorate. But magnesium just does more than power your cells. It also calms the inflammatory signaling, protects your mitochondria from oxidative damage, and even blocks the pain signals to make every step feel like torture. This foundation, everything builds out on. Botsuella, the inflammatory cascade blocker. Remember that death spiral we talked about? Damaging, triggering inflammation, triggered more damage. Botsuella ashes shut down to the source. They block in effects. What the heck is that character? The switch that tells your body to keep attacking at your own cartilage. Topical Botsuella extract has noted significant reduction in knee pain and stiffness in randomized controlled trials. This isn't folk medicine, it's proven science. Arnica, the local inflammation calmer. This clinically studied botanical works on the tissue surrounding your joint, calming the swelling, easing the pressure, and creating space for healing to happen. Tropical orange. Yeah. Ariansa. Ariansa gel has clinical evidence for improving pain, stiffness, and function in the knee OA. It's the final piece that makes the whole formula work. All three working together in one topical formula. When you apply it to wherever joint pain hits, knees, hips, lower back, shoulders, and let the science do its work. No doctor appointments, no insurance co-pays, no waiting homes. Just your cartilage cells fighting again when they've been desperately starving for the energy to heal. Here's exactly how it works in 15 minutes. First breath phase, knee. Pressure release phase, knee. The quiet phase, knee. When you rub Magnesium Freeze on your knee, hip, or lower back, here's what's happening inside your body. 0 to 5 minutes. The first breath phase. Magnesium niacinamide penetrates through your skin, reaches the cartilage tissue you've starved yourselves to absorb it like a drowning man. Spend for air. Most people feel a gentle warmth spreading through the joint. Some people describe it as loosening, like first slowly unclenching around the area. That's not placebo, that's years of cellular starvation finally getting what it needs. Okay. 5 to 10 minutes. The pressure release phase. Blood swelling goes to work on the inflammatory signaling that's driving your cartilage destruction. You know the feeling of taking off a too tight knee brace after a long day? That moment when the pressure finally lets go? That's what the phase feels like. From the inside, the swelling is crushing your joints, starting to calm. The invisible vice grip around the area loosens. Your joint starts to feel lighter, more mobile, and it belongs to you again. Okay. 10 to 15 minutes. The quiet phase. This is the moment people remember. The Arsena claims that local tissue inflammation, the grinding sensation fades, the constant background noise of pain quiets. And for the first time in months, maybe your joints are still not numb, not frozen, not masked, just quiet. Like a healthy joint is supposed to feel. No grinding, no catching, no fire with every step. Just normal movements without bracing for impact. Most people stand up at this point, take a few steps, then stop. They laugh because they forgot what no pain feels like. The results that have orthopedic clinics scrambling. In the last 18 months, over 1,000 people have used Magnesium Freeze for knee pain, hip pain, back pain, and arthritis. Whatever that is. The results, over 90% report significant improvement within the first week. Most reduced or completely eliminated their joint pain medications. Many avoided the surgery the doctor recommended. But my favorite stat, our refund rate is 0.04%. That's 4 people per 1,000. That's just I guess it is true. And these two were because their dog knocked a jar off the counter and it shattered. Don't take my word for it. Here's what real people are saying. Yeah? Doctor walking upstairs. Wait, is that Jim? Oh, I guess he is. I like that they're all different shapes. One of them is a triangle. The shadows make absolutely no sense on that man. Sarah, 67. I was skeptical. Lord knows, I've tried everything for my knee pain. Cream pills, cortisone, shots, nothing worked for more than a day or two. But this actually did. The grinding in my knees went from unbearable to barely noticeable. Last week, I walked 18 holes with my Housen for the first time in years. The orthopedist couldn't believe it when I told him I was canceling the surgery. Jim, 58. 20 years on this hospital floor is destroying my knees. The concrete under the tile is brutal. I couldn't make it through the shift anymore. I was about to take early retirement. After 2 weeks with this cream, I took the stairs to the cafeteria without the railing for the first time in 2 years. Now I'm back on the streets of full shifts. My wife says she's got her husband back. Dorothy, 71. The doctor told me I had to accept my knee pain, not accepting to be able to garden, except not being able to play with my grandkids on the floor, except being old. Well, I didn't accept it. I tried this cream instead. 3 weeks later, I got down on the floor and played blocks with my grandson. Getting back up. I should have cried from pain. Not from pain, from joy. Frank, 73. I bought these for my knees, but my lower back had been killing me for years. Two started putting on both within 2 weeks. I could bend over, tie my shoes without the pain shooting down the spine. Wife sends and I groaning every time I get out of the chair anymore. She's right. The price that's causing medical panic. $29 versus 14,000. Let me show you what's treating joint pain really costs in America. The orthopedist medication route. Monthly orthopedist visits, $200 to $300. Prescription pain needs monthly, $350 to $600. Cortisone injections, $1,000 to $3,000 each. Annual total, $6,000 plus No, 6,000 minus 14,000 plus cosplay, plus co-pays, gas time, off work, and your dignity. That's not a cost. The injection therapy route. Initial constellation, 350. MRI scans, 3,000. Hyaluronic? I've never seen that before. Hyaluronic acid injection, 2,000, 3,000 per series. Need multiple. Total 9,350 for temporary relief. There are 3 to 6 months max when you're back to square one. The joint pain replacement route. Total knee hip replacement, $35,000 to $65,000. 6 weeks of recovery. Unpaid if you're self-employed. 35% chance it doesn't resolve the pain, but those firmness, stiffness, infection, and revision surgery. Total your life savings. And a coin flip. It's actually not a coin flip because it's less than a coin flip. Anyway, the medical industry loves these options. You know why? Because you keep coming back. It's a gold mine built on human suffering. But here's what really pisses them off. Magnesium should cost $3,000 per jar. That's what similar special formulations sell for orthopedic clinics. Hell, that's what the prototype cost me to develop. But I didn't create this to get rich. I created it because I read Sarah's desperate survey response because Jim was about to lose his career. He wasn't about to lose it, he was about to retire. Because Dorothy was ready to accept a life of limitation. She was 78. Because Frank couldn't tie his own shoes without wincing. He was 78. So here's the deal. The regular price is $89 per jar. Already a fraction of 1 month of tickable payment. But that's not what you'll pay today. The 6-7 middle finger to the medical establishment. Remember what those cease and desist letters I mentioned? The threats, the blacklisting? Well, I just got word from a major pharmaceutical company just trying to block our formula. They can't copy it. We have ironclad patents. They can't buy me out of it. I told them to put on sand. So now they're trying to bury us in legal fees and regulatory red tape. My response? I'm putting my entire inventory on sale for 67% off. That's right, just $29. Less than one orthopedic copay, less than your monthly medication refill, less than that knee brace collecting dust in your closet. Knee braces cost way more than $29. Or a formula that actually targets the root cause of grinding joint pain. Why would I do this? Because every person who gets relief is living proof the system has failed them. Because I want thousands of success stories flooding the internet before these pharmaceutical vultures can silence us. And honestly, I'm just pissed off, and this is the best way I know how to fight back. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Industrial grade and Amazon knockoffs, pharmaceutical official site only. I'm screwing around in my chair. Okay, wait. This 67% discount won't last forever. Not because I'm playing marketing games, but because our Magnesium Freeze relies on a high-grade mineral complex that requires a 6-week fermentation process. It's literally chlorine and magnesium. It doesn't need to ferment. We can't just make more overnight. You literally could. We sold out 11 times in the past 18 months. Right now I have exactly 2,184 units left at this price. Is he changing this like every time they sell one? Our lab produces 500 per week. Do the math. Important. We are no longer selling on Amazon. If you see the product that looks like ours, Amazon, do not buy it. Cheap knockoffs are flooding the market using engineer-grade magnesium. They can actually irritate your skin. Our formula is the only available through the Market Peak Health Research website. If you're reading this right now, the units are still available, but I cannot promise they'll last through the weekend. Is it the weekend? Oh, okay. And here's what keeps me up at night. Every minute you wait is another minute you're feeding the pharmaceutical companies who profit from your pain. That's actually not how that works, because you'd actually have to use their services. If you're not even paying for this, would you be even using their services? Anyway, that's a stupid argument. Funding the orthopedic limits who need you dependent. Also, again, the same argument. Living in unnecessary discomfort. Getting closer to the point where the cartilage damage is harder to address. Jesus. Well, the solution is sitting right there for less than dinner and a movie. What year are you living in? This 67% discount expires in 72 hours. After that, the price goes back to $89, and we still have inventory full at all. My personal 180-day relief for its free guarantee. I guarantee that it's only 180 days because he didn't want to change the clip art. Look, I get it. You've been burned before, literally and figuratively. What? What do you mean literally? Spent money on spent money on miracle cures that turned out to be expensive garbage, trusted doctors who let you down, tried creams and pills and braces that promised the world and delivered nothing. I understand why you'd be skeptical. You should be. So here's my promise. Try Magnesium Free for 180 days, 6 full months. Use it every single day, twice a day if you want. Feel your joints calm down. Feel the grinding fade. Feel your mobility come back. And if you don't want to wake up one morning and realize, holy crap, I forgot my knees weren't even a problem, I'll refund you every single penny. No forms, no store credit, no questions asked, no hopes to jump through. Just email support peakhealthresearch.com and say it didn't work. We'll send you a prepaid return label. If you refund this hits within 48 hours, why am I so confident? Because our refund rate is 4.40% for people per 1,000. And that, wait, is that really only, wait, that isn't correct. I thought it was 40%, but it's 4%. No, that's not even 4%. That's 0.4%. That's not 4 people per 1,000. Anyway, those two who are accidents, the formula works, period. And if you want proof that we actually stand behind this guarantee, try calling us. Seriously, pick up the phone call and call. I'm going to call them. Where's my phone? Okay. This is going to give me spam, isn't it? Yeah. To do what? Okay, 1-888 811 1186. Okay, what should we say? Mm-hmm. What's a geet? Geet. What should we say? Should we do the refrigerator as running joke? Hello, yep, hello. Okay. It is. It was a real person. I got nervous. Block the number. Okay. Sorry, Delvin. Anyway, where were we? Wait, you can ask them anything? Ah, I should have asked him, am I gonna die? Or how I'm gonna die. Ah. You call them. You call them. I blocked it. I'm embarrassed. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I feel bad about Devin or whatever their name was. You could probably stop recording. Do you have a fucking fingerprint reader? I ran